Hi folks, just another repair video for you tonight. What we're going to be looking at tonight is the Roctec RF-332C, which is a 3.5-inch external floppy disk designed for use with the Commodore Amiga. Fairly old unit, I've had it a number of years and it's failed, well it failed ages ago and I've never got round to looking at it until the other night. As with many of these drives, it's got a power switch and a through connector, so you can basically start multiple drives onto the, attach multiple drives onto the Amiga. Now the particular mechanism in this one, I can't remember its name, or model number I should say, but we'll soon see when we open it up, had a fatal flaw, and that was that the drive for the floppy disk motor, as in the part that the motor that would spin the disk, was utilised a belt. And I have opened this, and this is the remnants of the belt, and as you can see, it is just falling to pieces. There's absolutely no elasticity in it at all. It's just falling to pieces. Yeah, horrible. Excuse me. So after doing a bit of research and then various sort of false leads, I managed to source a replacement belt for them. Now there was for this one, sorry, I should say. Now there's various forums and posts on forums saying, "Oh, this guy's got some," or "Get them from here." And the only sort of retail, let's say retail online store, big store, I think it was CHC was the company. They did have the belts, but including delivery, they were about £8. And I just thought, you know, I'm not paying £8 for a belt. But one guy in a post actually gave the dimensions of the belt. It's a 71mm diameter by 0.6mm thick and 2.8 millimeters wide. And just by luck, on eBay, I found a chap or a company called Modern Radio, who are based in Bolton. There's the details there if you want them. Selling basically parts for cassette players and, you know, all sorts of, you know, radios and older electronics. I did actually look at what I thought. Modern Radio, I thought that's not a very modern name, as weird as it sounds. And yeah, they've been going since 1948, so imagine, I'd really like to go and visit the store someday if I'm ever in that area, because the storefront looks really old, and I think it'd be a good place to have a dig around. They sell test equipment and all that good stuff. So I got this from eBay, and I think including delivery it was £2.60, so fantastic. So we've got the part. We'll just have a look inside and see how easy it's going to be to repair. Excuse me. Like I say, I've had this for a number of years. It's pretty yellowed, as all vintage Commodore and you know, beige plastic items that era are. I have cleaned this up a bit, but yeah, I'll just zoom in a bit and we'll go inside. There's 6 screws holding this together. 2 actually hold the drive in, and the other 2 is just retaining the remainder of the, you know, the cover. Something's telling me it's a Citizen drive, but I'm not sure. Let's see, we'll check the model number when we get in. Okay, right, that's what screws out. And it's quite footery, as we say, to get this out. You would just sort of watch the actual drive PCB as you're pulling it out. I forget how I did this last time actually. There we go. Yeah, you sort of pull it out and then lower it down, and then just get your fingers in there and actually disconnect the cable. So there we go. There's the control board for it. You can see the dirt on the back there, a little bit of rust on the connector, but yeah, it's a glass fibre board, dual layer I think. Yep, so that's that. And here is the drive itself, which is obviously just slides out now. And yep, I was right, it's a Citizen U0DC-68A alpha. Okay folks, right, so the tricky bit is going to be putting this in, obviously. So let's get my toolkit, or my screwdrivers I should say. Wear it. Good screwdrivers, always invest in a good set of screwdrivers. In saying that, In fact, we'll use this one. This is a Duratool available from CPC, and I get these all the time. This is the first one I bought. I don't know why, but they're always 29p. They're always in the clearance sale, and I don't know why. I've got this one and 3 other ones as backups, but this one is surviving, and I've had it for, you know, ages and ages. Really good quality tool. So we just take out this screw here just now and pop it to one side, and then the actual cover just pops off. There we go. And the bezels come off, but not to worry, we'll just take that off, save knocking it off later. And that's it, there's the old gubbins. I did actually clean the heads last time I was in as well with some isopropyl alcohol. And the job here is obviously going to be getting the belt round the spindle and the drive. Yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult, I'm not going to lie to you. So apparently, well, from looking online, the easiest way to do this is to take out these 2 screws here, and then that takes the motor assembly. That's basically the bracket that holds the motor in place. So we'll go ahead and take those 2 screws out. Again, I'll zoom in for you. If you do, let's say there's only 3 screws that you need to take out from the actual drive itself. Oh, you can't even see that, sorry. But this one here, at this thin part of the bracket, is the longer of the 3. The other 2 are the same size. So what I should do actually is this mark on here. There's a couple little marks. You don't have to do that, but I'm quite forgetful. And I'll just take that cable out. I'll just mark that so we know where the red side of the cable goes. And then the drive assembly, motor assembly and bracket just comes off. So now it's a case of feeding the belt into position. So here we go. There's our little belt from Modern Radio. Guy had pretty good turnaround as well. I think I ordered it about 2 days ago, and that's it just come. So here was the new belt, and hopefully, as we can see, nice and springy. And it's just going to be a case of feeding this in now. Obviously take care not to rip the wires off. If we do, we can see that the red is to the right and blue to the left. I think what I'm going to do here as well is possibly disconnect the heads, because that will give me a little bit of room for manoeuvre, noting that the white connector is to the rear. I'm just seeing that on camera. I know you can see that, but at least I'll be able to rewind it and listen to myself. And let's just try feeding this in here. This is difficult to watch it on camera, but if I zoom out slightly, and we'll just gently push it down there. Alright. It might actually be easier if I lift the head up here. Now, I did have a pair of really crappy tweezers, but it might be that this is my saviour. Ah, there we go. Hopefully my big head isn't getting in the way here. So there we go. There is the belt, edging closer and closer to its required position. could just see that. There we go. Okay, so now the belt has to go round. There's a little, I forget what you call the damn thing, but it's like a little bearing. You know, the kind of things you used to get the old VHS recorders, which just takes up the slack essentially. Right, so that's it around the actual drive itself. And I need to get this over here. This is probably the worst video I could have done for you guys. I do apologise, but hopefully it might help somebody somewhere, sometime. Now the belt itself obviously needs to go in behind the head here, so there we go. So that's, just slide that up now. Sit round the bearing, round there, and I think that is us. So hopefully all we need to do now is a reverse of what we did. So we'll put the head connectors in. These are just flat flex connectors. I do remember that the white was at the back, which is good. Hopefully I've not knocked that too much. There we go, that's the connectors in. Right, I've just knocked that off the bearing. And now I've knocked it off the drive. This is not going well, guys. Right, I'm content that that's on. So now the difficult part is obviously going to be putting the belt on here. I think possibly the best option would be to pull it from this side, pop that in. Right, okay, so the belt appears to be on, appears to be around the bearing. I don't know if you can see that. So before I do anything, I'm just going to gently spin the spindle if I can, and hopefully that should right the belt, or centralise the belt, which it appears to have. I can see the motor spinning, it feels nice and free, so yeah, I'm content that that's the belt on. So obviously it would make sense to put the motor side on first. There we go. That should be enough. And remember what I said, guys, the longest screw goes up this top right here. Sorry, top left. And obviously don't put this screw in until you put the cover back on. Blue mark, we'll just line it up, pop it back in, smash it. I'll put the cover on, I'll secure it with the screw. Now of course I could put this all back together and it won't work because let's say it has been a number of years, and at one point this drive did live in a shed, a damp shed. So right, so there's my bezel back on, which doesn't look quite right actually. There we go. Yeah, it's sort of bulging out because of the this was pushing it forward, so that's in there. Okay dokes, so next thing to do is slide the drive actually into its housing. I shall zoom out slightly. Okay, so the vents are obviously over the control electronics, and the drive just slides in like so. And this is the fun part, because this normally takes a little while to line up. Oh, straight in. Straight in, and then just a gentle wiggle, and that's it. Now, what I'd recommend doing is putting the rear screws in first. That's the cables of sorry, the screws nearest the cable. Reason I say that is they're fixed and can't go anywhere, where the drive itself can obviously slide in slightly. And don't tighten them right up in case we need to tweak it slightly. So that's the third one, sorry, fourth one in. And then the last one going in. Before we tighten them all up, just a quick adjustment, make sure it's all nice and even. Yeah, that should do the job. And that's us done, hopefully. So, next thing, or the next logical step, is to test the thing. So I have my trusty, or one of my trusty A1200s. So we'll just smash this on a port. Set it to on. Disconnect the video, audio, and power. And yeah, we'll try it. So yeah, I think I'll just stick the disc in first. Hopefully this will boot from the floppy. Yeah, power. And it doesn't appear to have worked. Let me just turn the monitor on. Right, DF1 is NDOS, so let me just try something else. Difficult, I'll put all my discs away, bear with me. I've got some old floppies here. Dogfight disc 8, so I don't have my mouse connected, so I'll just use the keys. Yeah, so that's, I'll just take the camera down. working fine. Happy days. Let me just try, this is a bit difficult to do with one handed. Something I didn't check was with the lights on. Yep. It is doing something, I think. Well, we'll come back to that. Yeah, so I'm going to class it as a successful repair. We will obviously test that once it's finished the video. I'll test it, and if there's any update or it turns out it doesn't work, I'll put that in the comments. But that was just a quick, well, fairly quick video showing you how to repair the Roctec. What model was it again? RF-332 Charlie floppy disk for the Amiga. Hope it helps you. If it does, give us a thumbs up. And just a quick one for you here before I go is my next project, or next thing to repair, which I'll hopefully do a video for you, is this floppy drive, which is the Amiga 1010, which was an optional accessory for the Amiga 1000. Quite old, obviously, and this one is also yellow. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's see, if you like it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. Thanks again, speak to you soon.